I say sorry so much that I learned how to apologize in a dead language. It was 7th grade Latin class, all hormones with a dash of Old Spice and glimmer of lip gloss. From vocabulary lessons to ancient text translations, I read between those lines and learned that being yourself was much like learning Latin, a dying art. Which is to say that I learned how to say I'm sorry in Latin class, when in reality, what I was really trying to say was, I'm not like anybody here, so I'd rather apologize for being so drastically different than actually be so authentically me. And although Latin didn't have a phrase to capture what I wanted to say, it wouldn't have mattered, because I didn't want people to know that I knew that I was an outsider, a misfit, the thing you put in your miscellaneous kitchen drawer, no belonging, just there in case. So instead, I learned how to apologize for everything I did, because I was so different and I made mistakes, and that was clear in every language. The Latin verbiage for saying I'm sorry is mea culpa. If you're an overachiever and recovering Catholic like me, you can add an extra spice of apology with the Latin phrase eravi. When I apologized in Latin class, I literally was saying mea culpa, my fault, eravi, I went astray, or I'm sorry. But this lesson isn't over, and unlike Latin, I'm not dead. But I do want to explain my frequent apologies now that I'm not in 7th grade. Because I confess, I will sometimes mistake my apologies for my backbone, and although I've gotten better at being more human than doormat, I can and will still spiral into sorry. These are the hard days, days in which my authentic core imperfections are obvious to me, and maybe you. These are the days when my apologies sound a lot like a to-do list for ways I can be better, less rough around the edges, more easy to swallow. In other words, my apologies are a love letter to you, expressing how sorry I am. I'm sorry for swearing so much in our conversation. I'm sorry for liking reality television as much as I do and not watching more documentaries on wildlife. I'm sorry for how sentimental I get when I think about saying goodbye, even if it's just after a phone call. I'm sorry that I apologize more than I say thank you, because the truth is that I'm beyond thankful. I just never knew people like you would want to be friends with a person like me. I say sorry because I am, but I know it's not my fault, nor was it ever. One day I'll look back and I'll recall this era of my life as the time in which I said, I'm sorry to you more than I said I love you to me. But then I'll be able to say how you reminded me that there are plenty of other ways to say thank you. And one of those ways is to say I love you to myself in every language.